What's up everyone, Fritz here again with another episode of Sneakerhead Ambition, and today I'm just going to do a video that I've been asked to do quite often from a lot of people, and that's just going over my overall setup, going over what bots I have, which sites I run them on, what I run automations on, how many servers do I run them on, do I run them with AYCD, all that stuff. So just going to give you a full view of what I run and just how many bots, how many servers, what proxies I'm using, all that good stuff. I'm also going to just discuss again, that I can't show absolutely everything with sneakers just due to the terms of service with those bots. So the only thing that you're not going to hear about today is sneakers. I will say that I run 2 or 3 bots for sneakers and run about 200 to 300 accounts when I do run. So that's all I can say with that. But I will go over absolutely everything else that I do run today, how I run it, and all that good stuff. So hopefully you enjoy. All right, so personally, right, if I'm gonna run down this list, right, these are the bots that I run and for which sites, right? I have Chegg, Valor, and Wrath, all right? I run all 3 of those heavily on Shopify. Chegg is the only one of those 3 that does not run on any other sites. That's typically my setup with Shopify. So I run those 3 bots typically on one bare metal server I have from ZESTY, and I run from there. I run auto-solve AI with that so that I don't have to solve the captchas on my own and I can focus on other servers that have other bots for other sites, right? So that's my Shopify setup. I run Chegg, Valor, and Wrath, all right? As far as foot sites go, right? Right now, when you're viewing this video, the end of December, right, I'm running Haya and Prism mostly for foot sites. I had been running another bot that I couldn't mention, but it seems like that has been clipped. So that's what I'm running foot sites on now. When I do run Finish Line and JD Sports, I run Valor. That does really well for me on there. That site can be hard to get orders to stick, but Valor is really all I've ever had to use for that. It does an outstanding job. For Dick Sporting Goods, DSG, I run Haya and Prism. Both of those, again, I think do an outstanding job on that site. Sometimes they hit, sometimes they don't, right? That can be a tough site, but I feel like when I do run it, when they have drops, those 2 cover my bases extremely well. As far as sneakers, right, like I said, can't say, but I do run 2 or 3 bots on there. And then I have 2 more bots that I run on obscure sites. I'm able to run like stores like NBA Store, sometimes Hibbett, sometimes, no, not Nordstrom's, but that's what I run Haya for. And then I have Elephant AIO and Analog, which I run on Hibbett for both of those. And then Elephant AIO allows me to run Nordstrom's, Hibbett, Chic, and those sites like that. So again, you can see that pretty much every site I have covered at this point. And then finally for Flex Raffles and just raffles in general, I have Grinch Automation, which is a relatively new bot on the scene, which has done outstanding. So that's really covers pretty much everything. I have 3 servers that I run that are all 24/7, so I'm able to fit pretty much all of that onto those servers. Those are with ZESTY, so I really like that I'm able to have those bots up and running. And then a lot of those bots enable automation, right? So I have foot site bots, obviously, that Prism, right, can run automations. Valor can run automations for that. That does a great job, right? I also have automations set up for Analog. Analog just runs in the background on Hibbett and hits a good amount. Within the first month that I got it, I've hit over 15 pairs. Doing nothing, right? You set it and forget it, right? So I've got those automations set up. And then for Shopify automations, right, I've got Valor, I've got Wrath. I'm looking at getting a copy of Mech just due to how cheap it is right now and how well it's working. But that's kind of where I stand right now with my setup. I do have 2 monthly subnets that I use for farming, sneakers, account generation, and then obviously foot sites and Shopify. I also have a live package with the 500 that's got however many gigabytes, and then I've got several different residential providers. But that's, again, just my full setup. Again, I get accounts also. I get accounts from Cop with Kyle and military grade accounts for sneakers. And then I also get Flex accounts from a Flex server that I'll have in the description below. But that pretty much covers everything. It's taken me a long time to build this up. If you think that I got all of these bots in a year, you're wrong. This is 4 years in the making, and I didn't own but 1 bot for the first 2 years, right? So the progress is exponential, but you've got to stick with it and just build up your knowledge base, your financial situation over time to get to a point like that. Again, if you want to know what I think about these bots and where I rank them, I have a bot ranking video I just put out, but I've covered pretty much everything in this video on there. But that is where I stand as far as my setup goes. I do run sneakers on my home PC and a server. I find that the home IP works a lot better, but that pretty much covers everything that I use. Botting is definitely continuing to change and changing even more rapidly by the day. So there are a couple of these bots that are on this list that I've acquired in the past 1 to 2 months. Some of them, again, Grinch, Elephant, Analog, and Chegg, I've all gotten within the past 2 months. So again, you need to continue. If you are really about this, right, you got to continue to pay attention and push through this, even though we're in a tough time. I know I've mentioned this in many videos, and you've probably heard this if you watch all my stuff, but the market is going to return. Doesn't mean it's going to be tomorrow, but it's going to return. And you can either be farther from where you want to be then, or you can put what you can in, get a bot or two, just work on developing your skill over time. And when the market returns, you can be ready, right? The prices again on these things right now on bots are extremely low. If you can, without pushing outside of your personal budget, get a bot now. This is the most reasonably priced you are ever going to see them. I shouldn't say ever, because I do think it's possible they drop in price again next month or two, January, February of 2023, just because of, again, the economic situation. But it's a really good time to get one if you can, without putting yourself at financial risk. So just keep that in mind. Just your daily reminder in these videos, the market hasn't changed because people are sick of resellers or because they did too many colorways or anything like that. Those might play minor roles, but again, say it with me now. What's the main issue here? We're in a recession. Something that I did see earlier that is going to lead to a rise in prices just because even if demand doesn't change, right? What are the two? Supply and demand. Supply is about to get cut. I saw a week or two ago that Nike and Adidas and a lot of major sneaker manufacturers are cutting production for summer of 2023, at least through winter right now in 2023, so a year from now. They're cutting production by like 30 to 40% because demand is just not there, right? Again, people don't have any money, meaning that demand is low. When people have money just sloshing around left and right, they buy stuff they don't need. And I don't care what any of y'all say, nobody needs these sneakers, right? We want them, but we don't need them. That's going to play a big role, right? If you are botting and you're able to hit pairs in the coming months when they really slash this production, the prices are going to be higher, right? If they cut the amount of pairs they're releasing in half almost, that's a major supply demand, right? That's a major factor. So again, I'm just trying to give you all information to help you make sense of what's going on with sales, supply, pricing, how long this is going to last, right? So just remember that this is going to end, and that's if you are botting and you're doing well or able to hit pairs, when they slash that production by 50%, that's going to have a major impact. So just keep your eye on the ball, right? If you want to be in this, I think it's a difficult time to start just because of the margins on the shoes. There's less shoes to go for, but if you can get into a group, learn at an appropriate rate, you can be ready to roll in a couple months as things hopefully start to turn around. Again, it's not going to turn around tomorrow, but sometime next year, things should start to trend upward, and hopefully by then you are ready to roll. Anyways, those are just my quick thoughts on the market. I try to keep you all updated on that, and just an explanation of what I run, on what servers, what sites, which bots. Not doing this to brag, right? I've put in plenty of time to get to this point. It's been 4 years of busting my ass pretty much every day. But people wanted to hear this, so I've had a lot of people ask me about this. So just putting this out there. That's my setup. That's what I run. And you can do what you will with that information, but for some reason people like to hear this. But if you have any questions on any of these bots or any particular aspects of my setup, as always, I'm an open book. Feel free to hit me up. I'm more than happy to help you all out. And hopefully this information was interesting, helpful, one of the two. Anyways, that's all for this video today. That was a really quick one. I'm just throwing this out there, like I said, because a couple people had asked for this to be put out. So here you go. Per usual, thank you for watching. Feel free to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, where I do post daily just reselling content, botting content, small business content, all of it. And you know, if you found any of this helpful, I really appreciate you subscribing. If you watch this on a regular basis, I know the majority of people don't subscribe who watch this a lot of the time. I used to not do that until I started a channel, and then I realized, wow, I'm kind of being an ass. But anyways, just my thoughts on that. But you know, check back in the next couple days. I should have another live cop up from the Travis Scott raffles and drop. So you know, if you're interested in that, check back for that. And until next time, see ya.